Good morning, everybody. What are we today? Oh, chucking things on the floor. 5 o'clock. I did quite well last night. I slept, got up a couple of times and slept until about 4:30. So got up and made myself a drink. And I thought I'm going to do a bit of stitching. So I don't know if there's anybody out there. Good morning, insomnia quilter type people. I'll put this over onto the group after. So if you're not interested in just watching me sitting and stitching, move along. I don't expect people to enjoy just that looking, I have to say. I was going to do, it was either going to be hexes this morning or a bit of embellishment. And I do like a bit of embellishment, those that know me. Says she, trying to get in the box of bits. Right, there we go. I'm a bit concerned that I'm going to send this everywhere because of this contraption around my neck to hold the phone whilst I'm stitching. So what we got going on, what I'm going to do, look. I have several of these boxes. Probably most of us have. Probably several's not enough. I want to say more than several. And I never know, I just pick one up to see what we got. So we got dragonfly, so I'm going to put a dragonfly on, I think. Excuse me, coughing. And then, look, there's all sorts of nice little beads and things. But what we will do is do that while I'm stitching, because I know me. They'll all land up on the floor. Look, so I've got a sunflower. I'm going to stick that on there, I think. These are, this is the big sample of what I'm going to be teaching around the shows this year. The different Grosvenors and whoever else it is that I land up doing workshops at. We've got an hour. So we're going to be doing a little bit of comfortable stitching. I can't think what I called it now, and other people called it slow stitching and that. I don't know where that name came from, but there we are. So I'm just going to wrap his body a little bit. Couch him down is probably just as well. I've gone through him on the tail. So yeah, so we're doing these around the shows, but little ones, because we ain't going to have time for big ones. So they're not necessarily going to be just cats. There's going to be all sorts of different fabrics that we can do. And it's a little bit of collage, really. A bit like a cantha quilt over the top of it and all these other lovely names they call it. But it's quilting, isn't it? Across the top. But I've got some very nice sticky stuff that we use. So it just makes our life a little bit easier. There we go. So, what have I been doing since I spoke to you? Yesterday I was up to Somerset for the day. Once a month on a Thursday, if anyone wants to come and join us. We have a group. Got a village hall we go to. Oh, that's not going through where I wanted it to. I'll pull that through and try a different angle. Yes, so we got a nice little group. So what we did yesterday, as most of us do, I should imagine, for groups, we had a sort of like a Christmas lunch, but do it yourself, because we're in this little village hall in the middle of nowhere, which is lovely. So we, everybody took something. So we landed up with fresh soups, homemade soups and rolls and all sorts of lovely picky bits, so that was nice. So if you're in Somerset and you fancy a day, beginners are very welcome. I love a beginner. We've got several at the minute. So I teach from scratch, and you can do it either by hand or machine. I really don't mind. Prefer to teach by hand, actually. When you're very first learning, I feel you learn more if you learn by hand, the old traditional ways. Is it like those sayings, you need to know what you're doing before you can break the rules, as it were. But by hand, you've got more control over what you're doing, what you're making. So, yeah, so we like a beginner. And then anybody else. I mean, yesterday we had a couple of ladies doing bindings, and we layered up a couple of quilts. All the usual quilty stuff you do in a group. But I'm there as a, how do we do this? This is what you do. How have you thought of this one? You know, answering all your questions if I can, and helping. So that's always a good thing. So if you're in Somerset, as I say, once a month, it's a Thursday, we do a full day. Anybody's welcome. Do have to help put the tables up and down, it has to be said, and make a cup of tea occasionally, but you know, that's a little thing to pay for a nice day of therapy, isn't it? So we've got, oh, there is, my phone keeps telling me that Judy's watching. Hello, Judy. Is it Judy? I haven't got my glasses on. Put my glasses on. Yeah, I think it's Judy. Hello, darling. Right. So that's him on. Does that look like it was intended? Yes, it does. That's okay. Now we'll want some beads, just for the hell of it, because that seems to be what's in the box that I picked up. I can't show you what I'm actually doing otherwise, because I'm doing the mystery quilt. And I've got all the big blocks are ready for the mystery quilt. Now I just need to do the ends. And if and when you see the pattern, you'll understand what I'm talking about. So I can't do that because I've been giving too much away. So where should we stick some beads just for the hell of it? What looks like it needs something? I'm just going to do a run of beads down here just because I can. No other reason other than. Oh, some more coming on. We've got some nice little... Oh, that was what I meant to pick up. I thought I was picking up a pearl. I picked up a little blue thing. Oh, it's gone over the needle, so we'll have a little blue thing. I'll just randomly pick up and put on. I usually put on 3 somethings. Seeing as I've got a blue thing, I may as well see, can I put another blue thing on? Make it look like I meant to do it. Oh, see? That one's gone. I'll find that later. I can't. There's no way I'm going to find that whilst I'm looking with all of this. So what happens if I stick a needle in? Oh, hang on. Got one. There we are. Gone fishing. Gone fishing. Do you know what? It must be a sign of age. I'm just going to in there, back out there and go round a second time. We've been watching that fishing programme with Paul Whitehouse and Rob Is that a sign of age, that we're happy to sit here of an evening and watch two middle-aged men fishing? I don't know. I find it very relaxing, I have to say, to watch them fishing. I'm not a major TV person. Paul's the TV bod. Yeah, there's a bead on there. Let's put some more on. Yeah, so we've been watching the fishing programme. How weird is that? Very relaxing. Oh, got one. I can see this going flying in a minute. Oh, that one didn't fit. I've had to use a fairly wide needle because of the light in here, and just, I can't see to thread them otherwise. Yeah, got another blue one. So is anybody up? What you doing up? Are you stitching? I'll stick this over onto Insomnia Quilting later. Right, so now I pull that nice and tight. Get him in there. Hopefully you can see what I'm doing. I want it as a straight line, so I'm just going to go dink there. And then I'm going to come back up where I left off. I have no idea how other people put their beads on, but this is how I do mine. Bring it up in about the right area. Oh, that's gone through it. Didn't want it through that one. There we go. And now I go back through the ones that I've just put on, so they get like a double thread. That's knotted. That happens as well when you're not looking. What have I done there? So hold that. Oh, it's the little blue one. It didn't like it a second time. Okay, so it's gone through now. Little bit of false, that'll do. But having said that, I've done that before now. Forced the thread through and broken the bead. Because they're only tiddly tiny. Has that got a knot in it as well? No, there we are. Don't know if you can see that. Just a nice little row of beads. I'll put a couple more on. There's a thread in there. Oh, that's the edge off of the one of the fabrics. A little frayy edge. We like frayy edges. They all become part of it. So I was saying I'm going to do this around the shows this year. So we're going to do some slow stitching, collage stitching, and we're going to make them into either clothes patches, because depending on what size and shape you want to do, that bead is not going to go over. This is a big one, obviously. We ain't never going to have time to do this in an hour. So, actually, there's another blue one. Is that a bigger blue one? There's something totally different blue one. Oh, look, that goes through. We'll have one of them. Or brooches. So I've got a whole stack of brooch backs. Because these make really very nice little things to put on. So we're going to have some of that. So that wants to be about there. So we'll put our needle in and we'll come back up ready to double stitch it. There we go. We seem to have a couple of people up this morning. Morning, ladies, gents. Because I can't see who it is that's joined us. So you have to excuse me. We're up early today as opposed to up in the middle of the night. Which is a good thing, I feel. It's a good thing. I'm going to go around a second time and finish that one off. And then I'm just going to randomly put some beads somewhere else then. I quite like random. Those that know me know it. Random is always a good thing. This is just a nice little way to keep yourself busy. This big one that I'm making here, I've actually got a denim bag that I thought I'm going to stick this on the side of it because we like a sample for a workshop, because it's all very well making a little tiddly tiny bit, but what use is that to anyone other than a brooch? But if you want to fancy getting on and really doing a nice long bit of stitchy, that managed to knot itself. Oh, it's well knotted, that's all right. We'll just tie that one down there then. I thought I'd do a big piece and put it on the side of a bag, and you can see, actually, usage of a big bit of this would be nice as a cushion as well, except I'm going to put beads all over and you'll never be able to wash it properly. Maybe that's not such a good idea. I see there's people coming and going on here, watching or not watching, which is fair enough. As I say, if you've got better things to be doing, I fully understand. If you don't want to just sit there and watch me beading, why would you? Love a bit of embellishment. Love a bit of embellishment. I've no idea who's there watching. And if you're watching after, there we go. Welcome. Hello. So, there you are. You can see it. There's hundreds of bits of fabric, and then I've just stitched randomly all over the place. It's quite nice. I like doing these things. Where can we put some more beads? I like beads. Let's put some over here. What the hell? What have we got this time? That blue one stood out quite nicely, didn't it? So we'll have a blue one. And another pearly thing. Or a pearl looking. Where's the owl? There's the owl. There we go. So I think a couple at a time at the minute will do it. I'm going to come down his leg. It's a cat's leg. So that's roughly where it needs to be. And then I come back out and go back through. That's just how I do it. Other, you know, you do as suits for you. So that goes through there. Then I'll add another blue one because I'm quite liking this one on, one off sort of thing. When they're bigger beads, once I've started, I tend to just put one on at a time. For safety more than anything. Yeah, come back through. So he's got like a double loop, so if it does sort of start to come undone, it stands half a chance of staying on there long enough for you to do something about it. Sometimes, if I'm just using tiddly-tiddlies, I'll put a run on and then go back and couch them. It's all just as it happens, as it happens. There we go. I'm not going to stay on here for ages because I don't know that anybody really wants to do this or not, or watch me. Comments is good, even if it's later. It's just that I'm sat here doing, so I may as well be keeping you company if it's a good thing. If it's not a good thing, that's fine. Now, I'm going to lose my thread if I'm not careful. Pull that back down there. That would be a bit atrocious, wouldn't it? Losing me thread, especially when I've got beads attached to it. Come back up. Pull that into place. Go back through him. Try not to wrap your thread around the wrong bit. Can you see how that actually stays really nicely then? Quite solid. Do use a good thread. What you don't want to be doing is using a cheap and cheerful that might snap or come off really easily. Get a good make. And if you've got one, a waxed is quite good. So I quite like Gutermann's hand quilting thread that's waxed. That gives a bit of protection. I do tend to use cotton thread all the time, but that's habit as much as anything. Cotton with cotton fabric, polyester with polyester. I decided yesterday when we were in class, we were all talking about this and that thing, and I was showing one of the beginners something. Excuse me. Decided that although I do weird and wonderful things, I'm actually quite traditional in the techniques and the making. If in doubt, go back to the original way. Get your accuracy. So, yeah, that's one of my favourite words. If you've watched this several times already, you'll know accuracy is a big thing with me. That's just enough, a little run of beads on there. What's the time anyway? Where are we? What's that? 5:15. I'll give it another 5 minutes and then I'll leave you to your mornings. It might be that you want to be up at this time in the morning. I know I was up well early yesterday to drive up from North Cornwall here up to Somerset. Hellish traffic when I was coming off the A30 onto the M5. It's never a good thing, but it was at a standstill. And then crawling right the way down towards the services for a couple of miles there on. Excuse me, whatever it is. And when we got down there on the hard shoulder, 5 vehicles had shunted each other. Too quick, too close. Too quick, too close. And the ones in the middle, bless them, were well mangled. I dread to think what speed they were doing. They shouldn't have been doing, probably. And far too close. And in such wet, horrible weather. Such a shame. That's not a good thing for their Christmas. Hard lesson learnt, I would say. So, yeah, I was up early yesterday to get up to Somerset. Coming back was dead easy, except I have to say I was tired. And what I do when I'm tired, I pull over and I have a nap, which is what I had to do yesterday. There we go. That wasn't too bad. I was thinking I was going to have to bring that thread up closer. What's that? Oh, very, very soothing watching you beading. Love the colourful piece. I'm sewing a little zip pouch using some colourful fabric I bought from you in Wellington. Oh, that's lovely. Oh, Yelton. That's lovely. Good. I'm glad somebody's finding this a little bit useful. It's a bit of company, I think, sometimes. Paul's merrily snoring away in the other room. You have to put a photo on later, Judy. Let's have a little look at what you're doing. Stick it in comments if you get a minute. Okay. Now, I like odd numbers. I think when you're designing or doing or laying out, you like either even and symmetric-y type stuff or odd. And I generally will go for odd. I'm going to put a row of beads along this here just for the hell of it. Yeah, I do love odd beading, odd patches, odd numbers. You can see with the cats on here, you got a 3 there and a 3 there. 2 different fabrics, but they're all odd. 1 and 1. It's just how I do it. Now, what we got over here? I'm going to keep to the same beads, I think. And so we're going to have 3 rows of, or little rows of, pearls and blue. There we go. I'm sorry if I leave you mid-sentence because I don't know what I was talking about. I've gone on since then. Put him up, slide it through the fabric in the middle in the wadding. Pull that back in. There we go. Yeah, I'm quite looking forward to sticking this on the bag and seeing what it looks like. I think that, do you know what would look really good, I think? If you cut out a panel of this, did a panel at the right size. Do you remember our lovely denim jackets we used to wear? I still wear occasionally. People might not realise that. I'm a bit bright when I'm around the shows. I'm a little bit more subdued at home in my clothing choice. But a back area panel on your denim jacket, this would look fab. I've got one with hexes all over it. Actually, this could work really well across the shoulders. That area on the back of the shoulders, that might be nice. It's gradually getting covered with all sorts of stitching and patches and whatever else. There we go. One more blue. Yes, I'm doing these at the shows, and I might actually do them at the retreats, I think, that we're running this year. So, the Three Amigos, I don't know if anyone's heard of us yet. So there's Andy from Crafty UK, Julia from Crosspatch, and myself, and we all sort of support each other and help each other being small businesses. And we're running retreats, but the 3 of us, we have an absolute scream. None of these stressy. It's a retreat, you should be enjoying yourselves and a little bit of fun. And we do have a giggle, it has to be said, we have a giggle. So we've got several this year around the country. If anyone's interested, do come and join us. We laugh a lot, it has to be said. Right, The last little bead. Get him in place. So I sort of back stitch him on so that he's got loads of support. There we go. Get that down there. Finish off on the back. The back's an absolute mess, really. I don't care about the back, so long as the front looks good. Who's looking at the back? Hopefully it's never going to be seen. I tend to sort of knot it off and then come through, bury the thread. It's always a good thing. Right. Let's see how that's... It's amazing how long these things take. But it's good. Here we are. So we've got a few little areas of beads and things going on now. That adds to it. Okay, so what's the time? We're 5:25. I think you've probably had enough of me. Thank you for joining me. Have a lovely day. I better go and sort pussycats out. Look, there's little odd threads coming off. That will settle down. Once it'll fray back to a certain degree, and then it settles and just looks nicely rustic. I quite like that. I better put that somewhere that the cats don't get that. Can't be doing with cats with thread. Okay, everybody, have a lovely, lovely day, whatever you're doing, and I'll talk to you soon. Be lovely.